Hey, welcome to another edition of Rockin Comics. I'm Zach.
I'm Amy.
Today, we're going to go through our Rockin Comics of the week, the comics for the week, some Amy's Awesome, and maybe touch on the new 52, maybe. I guess we'll find out.
It's always a surprise with us.
It's always a crapshoot. You never know.
It's always a surprise when we're going to start recording with me.
You're welcome. First off, this week my poll list was pretty small, but we have the last issue of Batman and the last issue of Justice League of America before the reboot, and they went about as well as you can imagine last books before a reboot. Batman I liked better than Justice League. Justice League, let me just say this about Justice League, number 60. If they weren't rebooting next week, I would probably be done with the series. That's how much that annoyed me.
That's bad.
That is not... I love teen books. I love me some Batman. But I was getting ready to dump it.
That's really bad.
So, let's just say I'm really happy Jeff Johns and Jim Lee are taking over starting next week.
Just going to take these and put them over here.
Gonna get rid of those.
Move these right there.
This week, the bright spots for me were the from Marvel, Thunderbolts, the Fear Itself tie-in. It's Thunderbolts number 162 and Avengers number 16. Both tie-ins.
Really good.
So good.
Mm-hmm.
Thunderbolts, a lot of cool stuff happened that I was very happy with. You have the B team getting ready to bail on out. You've got the A team doing their best, fighting these weird little things. You've got Man-Thing growing to huge proportions for some bizarre mystical reason.
That's what she said.
Yes. And just a lot of good stuff happening. I've been a fan of Thunderbolts from day one, and this makes me like them just as much and continue to like that book. And Avengers Fear Itself, man, I think you said it best in the podcast. The last 3 panels kind of make that book.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of make that book.
Worth
Bendis,
picking up. Definitely.
Bendis is, I don't care what people think about it, he's a genius. This is a really good book. Deals with the death of Bucky Barnes really well, with Cap's view. Some other cool stuff going on. We talk much more about it in the podcast. Check it out. But oddly enough, neither one of those awesome books gets our Rockin' Comic of the Week vote. I know! That does.
Right here.
What is that, you say? That's a book I picked up at Wizard World's Comic-Con in Chicago. It's called Street Team. It's by a group of young, independent comic book creators out of Philadelphia. I talked to Sean Aline, is one of the creators. Fabulous book. It's an indie book. It's done, they're all street-level characters. One of them is kind of a Batman-y character in the fact that he has money and gadgets and whatnot. Otherwise, they're all street-level folks doing their thing, trying to clean up crime. It's a neat take on superheroes. It's a neat take on the group effort. And it's just a neat story. The art, I really like. The style, it's a little raw, a little rough, a little street. And it's,
Good stuff. Right there. Really good stuff.
Books like that are reason enough for you to spend the money to drive up to Chicago Comic-Con or any small Comic-Con that there's going to be small independent artists around and plunk some money on their table and buy some of the books that you've never heard of before. Take a chance on them, flip through them, and you could find a gem. I think this one is, if they had some money behind them, you'd see more of it.
Yep.
Just a fabulous book, really well done. Kudos to you guys. It's awesome, and I love it. And that is my Rockin' Comic of the Week.
That is my Rockin' Comic of the Week, too.
Ta-da!
We talked way more about that book in the podcast. Way more about this one than I think any of the other ones in the podcast, really.
And not rightfully so, but yeah, just simply because...
We talked quite a bit about the idea behind it, too.
Yes.
Oh, and there's a video game. They did a video game.
By themselves, basically.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check it out. Check it out. And no offense, other people are going to be talking about Avengers and Thunderbolts, much more people than Street Team, and we think we should pimp Street Team because we like them. So there you go.
Giving them pats on the back.
Good job, fellas.
Yay!
Moving on to Amy's Awesome.
Amy's Awesome. I bought myself. Look at this and tell me if you don't know what this is.
Could that be a Flash book?
I think it is.
You know why?
It's got the Flash logo on it.
Because it looks like a Flash book.
I brought this specifically because when I ordered that stinking Omnibus Part 1, it didn't look anything like a Flash book. This is what it should look like. This is what it should look like. I bought this at Borders, and they're going on a business sale. Not a bad time to pick up some stuff that you might have had your eye on. You know, on the cheap. That's why I bought this. This is The Dastardly Death of the Rogues. It's Jeff Johns. It's Brightest Day. Not a lot. I didn't really do Brightest Day, Darkest Night, so I picked it up. I don't think it's going to show up in the omnibus. So I hope it doesn't, or else I'm going to have to go. I'm try to hawk it on eBay, I guess.
There you go. Omnibus Part 2 or 3.
Part 3, probably.
Probably.
So yeah, I'm really happy with this. I mean, obviously, it's Jeff Johns. I'm a Jeff Johns fan, particularly when it comes to the Flash. Even though, you know, a lot of people said he really made his mark with Wally. I like how he does Barry Allen, too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Wally's my Flash, but I don't pick and choose. I'm good with Barry Allen.
You'll take the Flash in any form they serve it up.
Pretty much.
Almost.
I gotta be honest. Pretty much.
Almost.
So, there's some really good art in this book. I mean, obviously it's one of those there's multiple artists that were involved, but man, there's just really great stuff. And I'm not positive who did this one, but I love how this is like watercolor.
Yeah.
Ish.
There's just good stuff. I mean, it's a quality production.
Yeah.
I mean,
this is
Jeff Johns and DC doing it upright with the Flash.
Okay, and of course, the way they do the books, it's not going to tell me who drew that particular arc. Sorry, whoever it was that did this stuff right in here. That I'm gonna. It's really good.
Hold on,
stuff.
she's getting to it. Just a minute.
This
that right there.
Here, these pages, they look great. Good job. Whoever you are.
We like you, anonymous artist type person.
Artists that they made it really hard for me to figure out who drew what, and I got to tell you, I don't like that actually. Now that I look at that.
But you should probably move along so you don't get upset.
Yeah, you know what? I'm still a fan. I like the Rogue stuff. So
the Rogues they're a fun bunch. They really are.
They
I like
are,
them because they're almost like a team.
Oh, I was gonna say that appeals to your sense of the team. And you know, I like this Barry Allen relationship that he kind of has with his rogues, where it's sort of a friendship, sort of not. But they're the bad guys, and he kicks their asses every now and then.
Yes.
It's intriguing, and that's why I was really, really glad that they still had this to run around, and I picked it up. And I'm not all the way through it, but I'm very happy.
Yay!
So you can go pick up your own archives. Awesome stuff. At your local Borders going out of business sales.
Do it soon.
Seriously.
Or you'll be just knocking on the door.
Hello?
Where'd y'all go? Where'd all them funny books?
Heard you had some cheap comics.
Where are the cheap books? They're all gone, sir. This is now a Starbucks.
Oh, wah, wah.
Or a Walgreens.
It's been at Starbucks. Not the same Starbucks.
No.
They're at Starbucks across the street from each other.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, sorry.
So real quick, we want to touch base a little bit on since this was the last week of the regular series for DC. Next week starts the relaunch. DC only putting out 2 books next week: Justice League of America Volume 1 and the final issue of Flashpoint. I couldn't be more excited for several reasons. One, we're going to see what Flashpoint happens, how that really explodes and launches the new 52s, and we get the first look at Jeff Johns, Jim Lee's take on the Justice League of America, and I so can't wait. Justice League of America, I think, should be one of the pinnacle titles that they have, and in my opinion, the last year they've let it flounder. This looks like it's going to be awesome. And then you've got the rest of the 52 starting later, and I can't wait. And we talk an awful lot about the new 52 in the podcast. Check it out. We also talk about why it's important to have good art and good covers. Like
why it sucks that we're not going to have Borders to go to look at the art anymore.
We talk about that as well. So check out the podcast. We go on and on and on and on and on.
Go on and on about the importance of art.
About lots of good stuff.
Why that's the Rockin Comic.
Street Team is the Rockin Comic of the Week. But for now, we may have another video coming up pretty soon, talking more in depth about the new 52, or
just podcast, or something.
All that may fall through, and we'll just be back next week. We'll be back again at some point soon. How about that?
It's always a surprise.
Sound good?
Sounds great.
All right, that's it. I'm Zach.
I'm Amy.
Later.
Bye.